A video for Defeater 905 on Blender Artists asking about making this shape. I put up a blend file with the result of what I'd done and he just asked for clarification, so here it is. There's multiple ways of going about this. I'll show a couple. One of the other people on the forum said one basically of tracing it, so I'll do that one first. So I'll just get a plane, I'll go into edit mode. I'm using 2.79 on this. I normally use 2.8, so I'll probably get a few keystrokes wrong. Speaking of keystrokes, and make that a bit bigger, just so you can see what I'm doing. So this way I'm just gonna, I'll be using the icons because the shortcut keys are different in 2.8. So I'm just gonna start with one edge and work on the vertices. Just position it to there, and a GY, and then I'll just E and drag that out to roughly there. EY, because I know that's going to be a straight edge. E, drag that out to there roughly. Do the same thing there. E, roughly. EY to drag it down. E to drag it out. Just line them up roughly to start with. Select them two, press F to put an edge between them. I'm going to scale on the X0 so that they line up to that one. Then I'll just drag individual points up to line up. Take that over there to start. Actually, I'll get rid of that because I always, in situations like this, it gets in the way, so I just turn it off, and then I'll just do a GY to constrict all my movements. Just GY again. GY. 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 So, right, there's this sort of initial one. That can go over at GX a tiny bit, I suppose. So I've got all them, so then I'll just select everything. So A, select, deselect all, then A, select all, press F for face. I'll go into solid mode so I can see which way it's pointing, the wrong way. So flip normals. Right. And now there's multiple ways you can go about this. The easy way is I can just select those two edges, those 2 points, do a Control-Shift-B to bevel, pull it out, and then roll on my mouse wheel to get the ones I want. Select those two, Control-Shift-B, again roll them out, roughly where I want, roll it off. And do the same on those two. I'm doing alternate corners because they are subtly different in the dimensions. So there we go. So I'll come out of that. Then I'll just add, well, first things first, smooth shade and auto smooth it. Now add myself a solidifier. Alter that to be whatever size I want. Add a bevel for around the edge. I tend to take that off just so I can see what's going on, because with that on you can get confused where you start changing this and nothing seems to be happening. It just shuts off. And so if I turn that off, and I'm holding shift down now to get the sort of angle I want, then roll up the segments. At the moment you're getting unshaded issues on there, so again go into edit mode, select everything, and because it's only one poly, I can just go into the mesh edges, mark sharp, come back out of edit mode, and there we are. That's nicely done. So that's one way. Another way, again, start with a plane, scale it, go into wireframe for now, pretty close, and now just again select the edges here, GY, 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 again I'm just click GY, select everything, there we go. Now I can start applying edge loops like this. This way is more dynamic, basically. Actually, what we'll do for now, we'll just escape out of that for now. Just take those two faces and delete them. Then I'll just put Control R and put an edge loop in these points. The reason for which is I'm going to be using vertex groups, and if there are no additional points between that point and that point, like if I got rid of that, they'd both be classed as part of the same vertex group, so there's always got to be a separating thing. So we could take these ones, go in here, call that group 1, assign them, take those two, assign them, take those two, and assign them. Right, so that's that. And we want to select everything. Want to select the boundary loop. Edge made, make sure we got everything. Then mesh, edges, mark sharp. And again come out of that. Now I can add the solidify. Well, I'll set it to smooth shading, turn on auto smooth. Now this, where the difference starts to take place is I add the bevel this time, where I choose vertex group, select the first group. So 2cm to start with. And then I'm going to copy that. Change that to group 1, increase the size of that one. I'm going to copy that, change that to group 2, and increase the size of that one. So now I can add 7 segments, I can add 7 segments, I can add say 5 segments to that. I've selected the wrong one, that's fine. So what I can do, go into here, point mode, select that one, remove that one from there, and assign that one. There we go, back out into edit mode. So that one I can alter differently again. And then I can add a final bevel, which is actually based on the angle, and we'll set that to say 8mm, and that gives us that. take that down to about 4 segments. That's all you'd need for that. And so now you've got the same shape, but you can play with that bevel there. You can get the sort of shape you want there. And you can alter that one there like that. You can alter the other one. And you can alter that one. Like that. If you wanted to. So that's another way of doing it. And then the way I did it, scale. So again, scale on the Y, bring that down. Now, edge mode, GUI, or you can shear it. I mean, what I actually did then was I did it this way. Selected everything. Control Alt Shift S for shear, then Y for the Y angle, and just like that. Then I'd take that edge loop, Alt click it, just GG. Position that, Alt click that, GG. So then I'd just go in, delete those two. So that'd be a way of doing that. And then you can actually just do a Control Shift B. Those two, Control Shift B. Those two, Control Shift B. And this time, instead of using modifiers, if you wanted to, you could select everything, EZ. If it goes black, it's just the things are inverted, so you can either change direction or you can do that. Select everything and then do Control N to recalculate your normals. And then what I'd do is select normal, shift click, select normal. I've got a hotkey for boundary loop and then a hotkey for set sharps, like that. And what I can do there is I can just click one of them, select by sharpness, I'll Control bevel that, like that, come out, smooth, and auto smooth, and that's the other way of doing it. So just entirely sort of your choice as to which way you prefer. Take that off. So they can all give you the same result, but as usual with Blender, there's multiple ways of getting what you want. So I do hope that helped.